Here we go.
All right, page 123, 7 investments. Here's your top 7 investments. You ready? Invest in your relationships. Number 1, invest in your relationships. Number 2, invest in your personal improvement plan. Invest in your personal improvement plan. What do we say that we need to turn our car into? A library, right? CDs, books. We gave out a lot of titles yesterday. So invest in a personal improvement plan. It's probably one of the most important things that I talked about the whole time. If you're not growing and if you're not on fire, if you don't have that burning desire within you, none of this other stuff matters because you're not going to want to do it. You got to want it. And if you're not growing personally, you don't have any enthusiasm. You don't want it. But when you're growing, you do want it. You feel good about yourself. You feel like you're accomplishing something. You feel like you're contributing. So invest in yourself. Personal improvement plan. Number 3, invest in your health and fitness. Help keep your energy up. Number 4, invest in your personal image. Number 5, invest in the savings plan. Is it easier to sell a car if you got some money in the bank or harder?
It's easier.
It's a lot easier. Invest in the savings plan. How do you do that? How do you invest in savings plan? Well, just take 80% of the money that you make, pay bills with it, take 10%, give it away, and put 10% in savings. How's that sound? It's just going to take some discipline. Number 6, invest in the library. Books. Number 7, technology. Invest in technology. There's so much technology out there, and technology is not what sells cars, but they're the tools that can help us to get to the next level. We're the ones that sells cars. Computers and some of this other technology is just things to help us. We want to love who we are, we want to love what we do, and we want to love the people that's around us. Some people say that you have to do what you love. I believe that if you love what you do, you'll be okay. But you got to love it. You know, it's got to be something that you enjoy, you know, waking up in the morning and going to work. If it's not fun going to work, if you don't have a goal and you're not chasing something and you lose that zest and it's not exciting for you anymore, you're never going to get to the next level. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Page 126. How long does it take to break old habits? Does anybody know? Well, I read lots of books, attended a lot of seminars, and I've heard many things on bad habits and all that kind of stuff. I heard it takes 28 days to drop a habit and get a new one. I heard it takes 90 days. Here's the deal. If there's something that you recognize that you want to do different, make yourself a checklist or something and just do it every day, follow that list, and do it at least for a year. Don't keep it for chance. But listen, if you're going to pick up a new habit that's a good habit, you're going to have to drop the bad habit and you're going to have to replace it. If you don't replace it, what's going to happen?
The bad habit will come back.
How about procrastination? Is that a bad habit?
What?
Procrastination. Is that a bad habit? Well, the best way to avoid procrastination is just put it off till tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. Procrastination is a bad habit. How are you going to stop procrastinating? Drop it. Make a list. Get things done. Take action now. I don't know what that means in Turkish. I'm not sure. It's to put things off till tomorrow. Number 2, how long does it take to create new good habits? As long as it takes. If it takes a year, stay on the checklist. 3, how does change occur? What is the timeline of change? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days? Look at page 127. Here's how we do it. Preparation, if not the key to genius, then at least it's the key to sounding like a genius. That was Winston Churchill. Here's the bad news and the good news, the 4 levels of learning. Remember we talked about this earlier, or yesterday. The first level of learning is unconscious incompetence. That means you don't know what you don't know. For example, if you're a salesperson and you had no idea that there was a way to bypass price on the lot. You just didn't know, right? But then you find out that there is a good way to bypass price on the lot. Now you're consciously incompetent. That means, wow, that sounds good, and it probably would work a lot of times, but I don't know how to do it. That just means you're conscious incompetent. Number 3, conscious competent means that you know it works, you practice it, you can do it, but you got to think about it. But you can still do it. That's conscious competence. Number 4 is unconscious competence. That's when you can do it without even thinking about it. It just rolls out. When the objection comes up, you master it. Now here's a quick tip, and you can write it in the back. You can write this in the back, and I said it yesterday. Knowledge, write down knowledge equals competence. Knowledge equals confidence. Confidence equals enthusiasm. Confidence equals enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is what sells. Knowledge equals confidence. Confidence equals enthusiasm. If you're a salesperson, confidence is your best friend. Confidence equals enthusiasm, and enthusiasm is what sells. Selling is the transfer of enthusiasm. It's the transfer of enthusiasm. Now, when you go back to the dealership, you're going to do one or two things. You're going to take your book, put it in a drawer, and then don't worry about it, right? Or every day, if you read this stuff for like 10, 20 minutes, just review it and you'll retain it. Because all the stuff that we just talked about for the last 2 days, we just talked about it. That's it. There was really no real skill development. You've learned some things, you picked up some ideas. Where does skill development happen?
When you keep going over it and review it.
When you practice it, when you drill it and rehearse it. Now I want you to write this down. If there's a close in there that you want, if there's a bypass price in there that you want, if you want to learn how to overcome some of the objections like I demonstrated right here, here's how you get it. And here's how I got it. Read it, write it, say it 30 times. When it comes to skill development, read it, write it, say it 30 times. That's how you develop skills. Repetition is the mother of all what? Skill. Repetition is the mother of all skill. Now, when you're learning something, duplicate it. Duplicate it, duplicate it, duplicate it, duplicate it. And when you're done duplicating it, duplicate 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 it. And when you're done duplicating it, I want you to duplicate it again. Duplicate it, duplicate it, duplicate it, duplicate it, duplicate it. Whoever keeps duplicating it is going to get really good at it. And then when you get really good at it, it'll be part of you. And once it's part of you, it'll just come out of you in conversation, and it won't be like you're a robot or a scripted salesperson. No one likes to deal with scripted salespeople. They seem fake, not sincere. It's terrible, right? So we have to duplicate it, duplicate it, duplicate it, duplicate it, and make it part of ourselves so it just comes out in real life. Remember, the more you practice in between customers, the better you'll do when you get a customer. The more you sweat in the training room, the less you'll bleed in battle. So it's really important that we take it upon ourselves to get these things done. Now, it's going to take you making a decision. Remember that making a decision, let's look at that word by definition, de, which means from, and then it's kaidir, which is a Latin word, which means to cut off. Or scission, which means to cut off. So if you're going to make a real decision, you're going to cut off every possibility of ever going back. You made a decision. And some of us just need to draw a line in the sand and say, this is what I'm going to do, this is who I am, this is what I'm about, I'm going to commit to getting better. I'm going to grow personally, and I'm going to grow and get to the next level so I can sell more cars, earn more money, so I can do what I really want to do, which is reach my goals so I can get my dreams, provide for my family, and help as many people as I can. Zig Ziglar said that the more people that you help, or he actually said, if you help as many people as you can, you'll get everything that you wanted, then some. He said that was a definition of success. If you help as many people as you can, you'll get everything that you desired and then some, because it'll come back to you. Now, we can either strive or we can survive. It's our choice. We can strive or survive. All of us were created to strive. None of us were just created to survive. That's not fun. I want to thrive. You know, I don't know about you, but I want to have fun. I want to have enough money to pay the bills, get things done, and then some. Y'all know what the then some club is? That's when you got all the money, then you got some left over. Sometimes we run out a month and we don't have enough money. Is that right? The bills are still there, but there's not enough money. I want to be part of the then some club. And the only way we can get there is to be proactive. Let's take a look in the mirror and start getting better personally and collectively as a team. Your dealership will go to the next level. All right, I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you very much for the last 2 days.
Here we go.